Palma. Oh,
Oh, man.
that's unfair, and Palma 7 points in the game.
To Del Fuentes. Delgado makes the shot and knocks it down. Malonga is open. 3-point. Oh my goodness! He's a jumper by Robin Celis. Natalviano has time. He just posterized by
The Oriental Mindoro invasion of the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League marks its last day sa araw na to. And for sure, this time, the Polo Gymnasium will play host once again tonight. But only for one game, as two teams that had contrasting outcomes in day one of our South Division play-in tournament confront each other one more time tonight as they find out which team will earn the right to face the Quezon Huskers in the first round of the South Division playoffs that begins next Monday. And as much as we want to highlight each and every member of each team that will be facing each other in our single game tonight, we want to put the spotlight on two guards who were traded for each other midway through the season. It's June Manzo of the Cebu Greats and Jacob Bancale of the Mindoro Tamaraos. The spotlight will be on them tonight as both these guards have been playing well ever since their transfer to their new teams midway through this year's MPBL season. Once again, it's gonna be another great matchup here at the Pola Gymnasium in Oriental Mindoro as both teams will try to confront each other for a right to face the Quezon Huskers in the Southern Division playoffs next week. This is our MPBL play-in bracket, and so far, ito ang mga teams na magpa-participate dito no, sa Norte. Bataan and Ilagan will be facing each other for the battle of the 8th seed on Wednesday sa Ilagan. Maganda rin yung matchup na yan because both teams have also been trying to ride their momentum heading into that game. And both teams, I'm sure, will be looking to get that victory. Once again, it's the Mindoro Tamaraos today against the Cebu Greats here at Pola Oriental Mindoro. Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat mga kaliga. This is Javi Palanya joined by Coach Mike Perez. Coach Mike, sorry, I'm just gonna try to put you on the spot here. Which team do you think has the edge in today's game, Cebu or Mindoro, and why?
Well, that's a tough question. I think you throw everything out the window because this is their last chance really to get the final seed. One might say home court advantage. Medyo dito sa Mindoro pero coming off a good win itong Cebu Greats which gives in, mamaya malalaman natin after the battle of these two teams.
Parehong team na ito may sarili ring misyon para sa araw na ito, and of course, that mission, the main mission is to win this game to extend that bid to further their season sa ating laro. Alright, let's go also and check what the MPBL is on husapi.com and our YouTube channel as well as on Solar Sports. We are live right now on Solar Sports. Alright mga kaliga, let's now check in with the third member of our broadcast panel. We have fresh from New Zealand, Ms. Lyra Punsalan.
Well, hello and nice to see the both of you again, Javi and Coach Mike. Pero hindi lang naman ako ang nagbabalik ngayong gabi. Masasaksihan natin ang bakbakan ng parehong kupanan na nagbabalik muli, the Cebu Greats and the Mindoro Tamaraos dito ulit sa Pola Oriental Mindoro. Laglagan na nga for such a high-stakes game, kaya naman two things na talagang in-emphasize ng parehong kupanan ay effort and really showing up no matter what it takes emotionally and physically dahil alam nila that this will be their deciding factor for a chance in the playoffs. Kaya naman sabi nila, it's time to play in, to play on. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Lyra. Beautifully put there. And one guy who knows how to mix both the emotional side and the physical side of the game of basketball is one guy that's named Paul Desiderio, who was Mr. Atinto during his collegiate years and was the leader for the Fighting Maroons during his time there. Once again, trying to do the same, this time in the MPBL for his hometown team, the Cebu Greats.
Well, you talked about June Manso earlier, but another player who came up big for Cebu was a teammate of his in Paul Desiderio. I mean, 15 points and 11 of them coming in the fourth quarter. He was pretty okay from the field, pero medyo mababa ng konti considering yung standards na itong 41% shooting ni Paul Desiderio. He shot only 38%, but you love though that he made it up with more assists, coming up with 4 more assists over his average. Will he have another strong quarter for the Greats, especially in the fourth quarter when they need him? We're gonna find out from Paul this game.
Well, that was a highly defensive matchup against the Davao Occidental Tigers. They really had troubles from the field, and good thing Paul Desiderio joined forces with June Manzo towards the latter part to secure that victory para sa koponan ng Cebu. Sa kabilang panig naman, it was Bam Bam Gamalinda who stood out for the Mindoro Tamaraws. One guy who has seen it all in his career but still showing us some new life dito sa Mindoro Tamaraws. Bam Bam Gamalinda, he has been a known winner throughout his basketball career, and he's trying to help the Mindoro Tamaraws to their first playoff appearance in the MPBL this season.
There were stretches in that game where they really could not find out who the score was going to come from, but Bam Bam Gamalinda pretty much rose to the occasion, shooting 46% of his shots, 6 of 13, 16 points, and a double-double with 10 rebounds, and really just a really good overall game para dito kay Bam Gamalinda. But the thing is, for Mindoro, you're going to need another guy outside of Bam to help him out.
At ito na nga yung inaabangan natin, no? Those two players that we talked about at the top of our coverage will be featured in our player matchup for this game between Cebu and Mindoro. I'm talking about Diego Bancale and June Manzo. Again, both these guards were traded for each other, and it looked like a win-win situation para sa parehong kupunan, because after that trade, the numbers of both June and Diego went up.
Definitely. Ito nga, dalawang gwardyang ito na nakipagpalitan lang. They found their special place in the teams that they got into. Well, of course, itong si June Manso, you could really look to him when it comes to scoring, averaging 16.9 points. Almost twice as better as that of itong si Diego Bancale. But Diego really more better field goal makes for him at 48%. Assists and rebounds, pretty much very similar para dito sa dalawang ito. Pero ang ganda nagiging laro recently nito ni Diego Bancale para dito sa Mindoro.
To hear more from these two players, we have them at Courtside together with our very own Lyra Punsalan.
Maraming salamat, Javi. Joining us again tonight is June Manzo of the Cebu Greats and Diego Bancale of the Mindoro Tamaraws. June, this is as do or die as it gets. Playoff spot ang nakataya. Ano yung nasa isip ngayon heading into this crucial matchup?
Itong laro na to is para sa mga taga Cebu. Gihalad din namong duwa para sa ilaha. At least proud sila sa mua kung mudaog may karong gabiyo na.
And alam naman nga natin that you dedicated your last game for all the Cebuanos, for all the devastating news that's been happening in behalf of the whole MPBL. We extend our sympathies. Pinaglaban nyo na. Paano nyo mas ipaglalaban pa itong last chance nyo para sa playoffs?
Yun nga, ibibigay namin lahat para sa kanila. Kasi sa mga trahedya na naganap doon sa Cebu, mas lalong namin gagalingan ngayong gabi para sa kanila to. All for Cebu.
Maraming salamat, June Manzo of the Cebu Greats. And now we have Diego Bancale, of course, of the Mindoro Tamaraws. Diego, you had such a strong performance in your last game despite losing. Paano mo gustong i-turn yon for a win this time as you face June Manzo and the rest of the Cebu Greats? Lalo na't alam naman natin na history in the making to if you happen to be in the playoffs dahil first time yon para sa Mindoro.
Gagawin lang namin yung best namin, all out lang kami. Tsaka nagba-bounce back po kami kasi yun, talo kami nung last game. Tsaka promise namin na bibigay namin yung best namin, tsaka gagawa ng history para sa Mindoro.
And speaking of bouncing back, this is your chance na nga para bumawi sa lahat ng mga Polenyo na patuloy na sumusuporta sa inyo. Anong mensahe mo para sa kanila?
Maraming salamat po sa mga taga-Mindoreño, tsaka sa kay Mayor Aina, maraming salamat po sa suporta, tsaka bigay namin yung best namin.
Maraming salamat, Diego Bancale of the Mindoro Tamaraws. Miguel Pure, take it away.
Good evening, MPBL fans, and welcome to the Polo Gymnasium in Oriental Mindoro. Tonight's ball game features the play-in tournament for the final playoff spot in the South Division between Cebu Greats and your Mindoro Tamaraws. Live on pusup.com, YouTube channel, and Solar Sports. the 2025 Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 7. Let's meet the starters. First, for Cebu Greats. Starting at guard, number 5, Brian Mecca. At center, number 21, Riv Ugsang. Forward, number 13, Mark Meneses. Also at forward, number 18, Paul Desiderio. And the other guard, number 3, June Manzo. The Cebu Greats will be led by Ronjay Enrile with Corby Concepcion and Cebuano hotshot Dondon Ontiveros. Team managers John Santos, team representative is Samson Lato. And now mga kaliga, get on your feet because it's time to meet the starting unit for your Mindoro Tamaraws. Starting at center, number 27, Jonas Tibayan. At guard, number 21, Hans Maikong. Also at guard, number 16, RJ Ramirez. At forward, number 17, Joseph Cedrifa. And the other forward, number 6, Riego Bam Bam Gamalinda. The head coach for your Mindoro Tamaraws is Benji Chodoro. Together with playing assistant coaches, Axel Inigo, Ken Bono and Joseph Cedrifa, Kim Cinco and JC Libunao. Team manager is Zandra Norte. Team owner is Paula Oriental Mindoro. Honorable Mayor Jennifer Ina Alegre Cruz.
Let's meet our protagonists for this game. Cebu going with June Manzo and Brian Mecca in the backcourt. Ribog Sang is the man in the middle. Mark Meneses and Paul Desiderio round out the forward spots for the Greats. Samantala, sa kabilang panig naman, the Mindoro Tamaraws begin things with RJ Ramirez, Hans Maikong, who did not see action at all against Zamboanga. Jonas Tibayan is the center, only played 2 minutes dun sa kanilang laro against the Sikat. Gamalinda and Cedrifa complete the starters for Coach Benji Teodoro. Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat, mga kaliga. Thank you so much for joining us, to everybody watching on pusop.com, YouTube, as well as on Solar Sports. This is Javi Pananya, joined by Coach Mike Perez. Miss Lyra Punsalan is at Courtside. This is our only game for today, Monday. The battle for the 8th seed in the Southern Division. Coach Mike, Coach Benji adjusting his starting lineup for this game.
I think this starting lineup is really a good mix of defense as well as offense. You have Joseph Cedrifa joined by Jonas Tibayan as well as RJ Ramirez, including Hansa Maikong. I think that really is purely a step up in terms of the defense of itong Mindoro.
Well, one thing also that was severely lacking for the Tamaraws was their outside shooting. They only shot 6 out of 28. This is certainly a welcome sign para sa kanila. Cedrifa knocking down their first 3-point shot in the first basket of this game.
And a huge sigh of relief para dito sa Mindoro Tamaraws, seeing your first 3-point attempt go in, and that was a clean execution, and that bodes well for the Mindoro Tamaraws, especially at the play here.
Look at the defense being shown by the Tamaraws here in this opening possession for the Greats. Unfortunately for them, Cebu gets another possession, but they force a turnover. Here comes Maikong. Maikong to the cup. He fails to get the basket. 2 shots will be awarded para dito kay Hans Maikong.
Well, surely the way that the energy has been brought up and elevated by the Mindoro Tamaraws to start this very first minute of this crucial game says a lot of the result of the Mindoro Tamaraws to finally get this win and move on to the playoffs.
Maikong only averaging below 4 points per game this season and 2 rebounds per contest. He's a 54.3% free throw shooter this season. You could really tell, Coach, after that game, we stay almost at the same place they stay in. You could see the looks on their faces, how devastated they were when they lost to Zamboanga.
Oh yeah, surely. We saw that energy. It's kind of different from the last time we were here. And kita mo talagang laser focused din sila, understanding what's the mission on hand. As you see that good drive by Mark Meneses, he too has been pretty excellent for the Greats.
Oh, what an exquisite sidestep right there coming from Mark Meneses, under control decelerated towards that 1-2 step.
Yeah, I think importante din yung pag-decelerate. I'm glad that you pointed that out, Javi, because that is an important part of how he's going to play the length of the floor.
Gamalinda missing from the outside. Baseline jumper for RJ Ramirez won't work. Tamaraos will have possession still here with 14 on their shot clock.
All this extra possession would not have been possible if not for the activity of Jonas Tibayan. This might be a game where we see Jonas Tibayan influence the result of this match.
Late double coming from Ugsang to help out Meneses on Gamalinda. And the Tamaraos turn it over.
And now they got to play a good defense here. This is one thing that we've seen for quite a while. Mark Meneses bringing the ball down for the Cebu Greats.
And his ball handling has certainly improved this season compared to last year. Coach, you remember when he tried to grab and go or tried to handle that basketball the length of the floor, madalas naagawan siya.
All right, that clearly is an improvement. Sedurifa for another 3.
Masyado malakas yung tira ni Sedurifa doon. Desiderio leading the break here for the Greats. Could not finish with the right. Thought he was hit on the head. Counter-attack here for the Tamaraos. Maikong sidesteps to the left off the glass. Wala rin. That's 2 times already. That's happened here in the opening minutes. Maikong missing a point-blank shot na linuluwa lang.
Oo, 2 beses na yun. Pumasok na pero lumabas pa rin. Little bit sumobra siguro yung English dun sa tira na yun. Eto, takbuhan na naman tayo sa kabila.
Tibayan only has Manzo in front of him. Leans in off the glass.
Now, I have always thought that Jonas Tibayan is a key vital piece in that big man rotation for the Mindoro Tamaraos. And so far, with this activity, they're seeing good results with Jonas on the floor.
Almost no impact at all against Zamboanga. Only had a chance to play 2 minutes and 37 seconds in that game last Saturday. As we take a look at this fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme X Pop, personal karaoke speaker, everyday karaoke.
And you like that he continued to pursue that and went strong for that finish.
The resolve of this kid is definitely something to be admired.
And I'm sure ito si Jonas Tibayan really got frustrated as well because he played very few minutes in that loss against Zamboanga. I'm sure inside him he feels he could have contributed more and he's making use of the time that he's getting on the floor now to do that for the Tamaraos.
Both starters, both teams still on the floor. Sedurifa handling the rock. Ugsang taps it. Mindoro keeps possession. Gamalinda swings it to Maikong. Ramirez wasn't quite ready for that pass.
Well, that pass was too strong. He would have been better off with a bounce on that short corner.
Meneses sees Ugsang. Oh, Reeve overshoots it near the basket. That was a gimme.
And Tamaraos slow this down.
7-2 is the score. 5 ang abante dito ng Mindoro. Gamalinda given space. He will not take the shot. Ramirez guarded here by Brian Mecca. Maikong pops out. Tibayan behind the line. Jonas Tibayan for 3.
Oh my goodness. Jonas Tibayan has woken up big time for the Tamaraos to start this game. That is another huge 3, the second in the game for them. And just a good kick swing action para dito sa Mindoro Tamaraos. Jonas Tibayan with a 3.
His 3-point shot of the game brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. 5 points here in the first quarter para kay Jonas Tibayan, helping Mindoro to a 10-2 lead in the opening minutes of this one. Last Saturday, the Mindoro Tamaraos succumbed to the Zamboanga Sikat family Sardines. And that game went down the wire. Halos, no, coach. It was in the fourth quarter where that game was really decided. Mindoro actually had a couple of chances during the end game but could not really capitalize. It was Really a matter of them missing a lot of their shots from the outside, which is one of their main strengths.
Yeah, but they were taken out of their comfort zone. And when I say comfort zone, they couldn't get to their threes and couldn't get to the paint. And those two were clearly taken away by Zamboanga in that game. And so far, with the way that they played this first quarter, they've aggressively chased the paint touches and aggressively chased three-point attempts.
Martin Magat na bagong pasok lang sa laro na to, already called for a personal foul. Jeco Bancale has also entered the game. Sa kabila naman para sa Cebu, it's Lian Martel coming in para kay Ray Bugsang.
And this is another guy, Branray Bienes, that we really feel would be just like a Jonas Tibayan, though, that could provide that power and that heft on the forward spot for the Tamaraws.
Meneses misses from the perimeter. There's a hold against Cedorifa, trying to stop Braille Mecca from getting to the basketball.
Yeah, that definitely has got to be a foul called on Joseph Cedorifa. But you like that the Cebu Greats are also battling it out on the boards here in this match.
3 out of 10 are the Tamaraws from the field here in the first quarter, while Cebu is shooting a measly 1 out of 8. That's now 1 out of 9.
And they're getting their looks, but they're not making it. That's the thing with the Cebu Greats. But hopefully things would normalize for them, get back on the right stretch.
3-point shot, no good. That was a little off to the left for Ray Bienes. Manzo brings it up. Bancale is right there with him. That's our player matchup for tonight here in this battle for the 8th seed. The foul will be called laban kay Jeco Bancale.
Well, indeed, that's going to be an interesting matchup between these two guys. Of course, you've got that veteran in June Manso and the young gun in Jeco Bancale. Jeco really got beat on that baseline chase. And June Manso got the first step. He won it, and therefore he got that foul, speaking of June.
Manzo already playing multiple seasons here in the MPBL, an all-star this year representing the South, while Jeco Bancale, this is his first year as a professional dito sa ating liga. Kinyahan faces up, hand in his face, no problem.
Sometimes you really got to make things very simple. You get that ball to your best post player, and he just faces up and makes that basket. Alam mo naman yung range ni Kinyahan, and pretty much a good stretch.
Bienes on the roll, bumped there by Lian Martel. Now to his disbelief, obviously, Coach Ronje Enrile also not happy about that whistle.
On that shot by JR Kenyahan, Bienes really did everything that he could to try and stop him, but JR really just made it.
Let's go courtside to Miss Lineup Unsalan.
For Coach Ronje Enrile, this game hits deeper than basketball. Again, sabi niya, added motivation tonight yung nangyari sa Cebu. He shared turning the recent earthquake into fuel for their fight. Every possession counts. One miss, we die. The mission is crystal clear, man-to-man from the start, and shut down Comboy, Inigo, and Bancale before they even get comfortable. Pero mukhang naging komportable na nga dito ang Mindoro, as we can see. But Coach Ronje and his word stands firm. Cebu is here to fight for another day with heart, hunger, and high stakes. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Lyra. And indeed, Cebu, ever since that tragedy happened dun sa Bogo City, they have turned their mission here in this league. Well, they've already started it by having that tagline, making Cebu great, hence the moniker when management changed. That's a tough shot by Axel Inigo, by the way. But meron na silang naging added motivation, ika nga ni Lyra, no? It's also making their kababayans happy or giving them something to cheer about despite the tragedy that befell Cebu. We'd like to thank LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL.
And none more impressive than that message from the previous game, but really stuck on me was when Paul said that, lumalaban sila doon. Pakita natin lumalaban rin tayo dito para sa kanila. And that clearly is an emotional message of support, not just for the people of Cebu, especially for those affected by the earthquake, but the people right here from Cebu in the MPBL trying to get to the next spot of heading into the playoffs.
Once again, we'd like to send our thoughts and prayers to those affected by that earthquake in Bogo City, including Coach Junti Valenzuela, who I'm sure is watching right now, but might not be too happy. His team is down right now by 8 points. His Cebu's former player, Bancale, knocked down a 3. Kinyahan responds with 3 of his own.
Well, sometimes you gotta size up where the defense is. And JR Kinyahan pretty much not really known for his three-point shooting. He's known for perimeters. Pero doon, nakaligtas siya.
At that time, Marian Magat nakawala doon on the baseline. 16-9.
Boy, the pace of this game's frenetic, Javi. Everybody just wanting to go up and down and get paint touches and speed the game up.
Did you expect anything less, Coach?
I did not, but this is surely living up to my expectation.
Manzo missing. Leon Martel couldn't get it to the offensive rebound. Bancale was stopped there by JR Kinyahan.
But a high-paced game, they're playing with a lot of speed. In my opinion, it's the team that plays with that pace and control, which normally would get advantage in the game. And so far, I think the game's been pretty frenetic between these two. I don't think there's been a control yet on the speed. I think the game is going to be better as we go on.
Both teams already in the penalty. Inigo gets it to Comboy. Shot fake, dribbles into the lane. The kick out to the corner. Bancale lays it up. No good on the shot. Matakbo dito si Boom Boom Tampus. Spins against Comboy. Little dipsy-do will not work. Bancale leaves it for Bienes. It was all ball, says our baseline referee. It will stay still with the Tamaraos.
Oh boy, if that chase of Boom Boom Tampos does not send out a clear message that they are going to do everything in their power to try and win this game for the Cebu Grays, then I don't know what would.
Eh, gaya ng sinabi ni Coach Ron J. Enrile, mula sa puso ang nilalaro nila dito.
Absolutely, definitely.
Bancale gives it up to Axel Inigo. This is a two-point guard set up on the floor for Coach Benji Teodoro. Axel will take it from way downtown. That's going to be a miss.
Well, he's another three-pointer that they're going to need to make shots. JR for another three. Oh my.
He is feeling himself here in the first quarter, Coach.
Oh, they always say that the big man as a trailer that's coming back from the backcourt, he's the most deadliest guy because for the most part, that defense is going to drop, which is exactly what JR Kenyahan knew, and so he took it.
8 quick ones para kay JR Kenyahan, but he also gives up 2 fouls here in the first quarter. Trail job, nothing but bottom right there from three-point country para kay JR Kenyahan.
Just understanding the next play that's going to happen. If you are a scorer from the outside, and especially if you're a big man, you know you hit your shot from the other side. You got to hit it another one and take from the top of the key.
I'm sure many kids nowadays, Coach, would hardly imagine that a man called Baby Shaq would be actually this good from the outside as a big man.
I agree. But he's got a pretty good touch from the outside to see JR Kenyan. Equally, just like Ken Bono would have that stretch of three from the outside.
Comboy, those are his averages this season, but was only good for 2 points in that game against Sikat. He was one of those guys who were severely missed by the Tamaraos. Amon able to score for the Greats. Quick trigger here for Axel Inigo. He rattles that three home. The arrows are out.
This is going to be a game about trust and confidence. Axel Inigo earlier missed that shot, but still, Ino Comboy, their top three-point shooter, gave up that rock over to Axel Inigo, understanding he's the least guarded guy and he can hit it from there. This is the shot that we were talking about. Ino had a shot, but he had to give it up to Axel, who had that lesser defender right in front of him, and really just yung tiwala ba na, you're gonna go in and make that shot.
Those are two guys who are very familiar with each other, Coach. Teammates in college with the FEU Tamaraos. Ino Comboy making that delivery, but on the other side, the ensuing play, Tampus skies in for an offensive rebound. He really gives you a lot of that hustle on the glass, Coach, just because of his athletic ability.
Yeah, I do agree. And Boom Tampos, if he continues to play this way with a lot of intensity, I expect the control to come in a little bit slower. Para sa kanya, it is going to bode well for this guy in Boom Tampos.
Bancale against separation against Tampos. Hontiveros almost lost it. Able to salvage it. He saves it to Hamon. Lamang ng 4 ang Mindoro. That's just a 2-point lead right now for the Tamaraos after that Hamon basket. He has 4 in the game.
Another good defense right there by Bam Gamalinda. Full speed ahead. John Hamon was really looking for that drive down the nail. Could have opted to drop coverage, but Bam Gamalinda trying to take that back.
Just below the free throw line. 14-footer right there para kay Bam Gamalinda.
And what's important with Bam is he hits those perimeter jumpers, because if those threes start to be dry para sa Tamaraos, that's gonna matter yung shots niya from the perimeter.
That's a tough shot taken by Jer Kenyan. Well defended by Bam Gamalinda. Gamalinda wanted it. Comboy finally gets it to him. Almost traveled.
There you
Axel
go.
Inigo is wide open.
There you
That
go.
is specialty of the house for Axel Inigo.
Coaches always tell you, you attack, you skip, you swing, you generate that other guy that's gonna be free, which happens to be Axel on that end.
And you just saw the proud parents, Mr. and Mrs. Inigo, in the venue here at the Pola Gymnasium. I think the last game, yun lang ata yung kaisa-isang game ng kahit na sinong Inigo brother na na-miss nila. Yun lang yung game na hindi ko sila nakita eh.
I think, yeah, I recall that same way. Oh, what a move by Jeko Bancale. This guy has really elevated and lived up to the expectation of Coach Benji. Look at that. Little cross going left, had to finish with the left hand amidst the defense of John Hamon. He had to sky up for that shot. Ito naman yung attack, skip, swing para dito kay Axel Inigo. Ganda ng ball movement, maganda yung resulta.
Oh, the shots have come aplenty here in the first quarter, lalo na para sa Mindoro Tamaraos. That 3-point shot has been purely available for the Tams here in the opening quarter. 8 ang lamang dito ng Mindoro. Kinyahan, pinapahirapan dito ni Bam Gamalinda. Needs someone to pass to. Martel makes himself available. That's way off the mark. Axel Inigo will hold for the final shot of the first quarter.
I was about to say that as well. You got clock management now.
10 seconds left. Gamalinda,
That's the shot.
able to find Bancale. Out, Bono. That's one of his favorite spots on the floor. Back irons that one. And that is going to do it for our first quarter of play. What an exchange of baskets. But the Tamaraos able to establish this lead early, coach, because first of their defense, at second, due to their shot making as well.
Yeah, and to me, I attribute that to that ball movement of the Mindoro Tamaraos. Jonas Tibayan starting out really strong and really hot for the Tamaraos. JR Kanyahan came in, provided that needed punch, but the three-point shooting has continued for the Mindoro Tamaraos, having sacked 4 of their 5 attempts from the outside.
That's a staggering percentage to begin with in this game. That's why they're up by 8 as we head into the second quarter. The Cebu Greats able to conquer the Davao Occidental Tigers in a rivalry battle for the right to extend their season. This also happened last Saturday here at the Poland Gym. The curtain raiser to that game between Mindoro and Zamboanga.
Well, it was a game where the Cebu Greats actually controlled the boards. Pretty much that was it. You control the boards, you control the paint, pretty much you control the game. They were relentless, trying to get to those paint actions and controlling pretty much the percentage shots in that match.
Yeah, the shot making wasn't pretty for both teams, but luckily for the Greats, they were able to control the glass, as Coach Mike mentioned. Hence the win here and a chance to face the Mindoro Tamaraos for an opportunity to extend their season. Second quarter of action now underway between Cebu and Mindoro. Magandang gabi muli sa inyong lahat mga kaliga. This is Javi Palanya, joined by Coach Mike Perez and Ms. Lyra Punsalan. Certainly a much higher percentage from what both teams experienced in the first quarter of their previous matches.
Oh, pretty much. That mas better yan, ika nga. And the shooting is gonna be influenced by how open the guy that's taking the shot or where on the floor they're taking it. And really for the most part, yung mga libreng tira para dito sa Mindoro ay nanggagaling sa magandang ball movement nila.
Dolan Adlawan, who is wearing a headband with the words, "We got this, Cebu." Words of encouragement para sa kanilang mga kababayan who are going through a very tough time right now.
Man, I like this insert of Dolan Adlawan on the floor. He's an energy guy and provides a lot of help in the paint.
That free throw of the game was brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas.
I think the second quarter, everything's gonna settle down and this will be a better flow of game para dito sa dalawang teams na ito.
28-22, Gamalinda missing badly on that last shot. Tampos, it's a screen from Martel. He's defended here by Axel Inigo. Goes to the drop step. Gets his own miss. Second serving is good para kay Boom Tampos.
I think Boom Tampos got everything that he wanted from there. He wanted to get to the right side of the floor. He wanted to take that shot amid that mismatch with Axel Inigo. And still he was able to control the offensive rebound and stick that putback.
Boom Tampos has been high and low in the rotation of Cebu in the first half of the season when they were still under different management, and even with Coach Junti, also because of injuries, that has affected yung kanyang place dun sa kanyang mga minuto. But when he is playing well, he is such a big impact player para sa Cebu. That coming out party in the first game of the season against Caloocan, that really showed us that, you know, itong si Boom Tampos, mapapakinabangan mo talaga to.
Oo, ang laki ng upside na nakita ng mga followers natin dito sa MPBL, yung unang-unang game ni Boom Tampos na yon. And clearly, yung expectation tumaas para sa kanya. So si Jonas Tibayan, once again, I mean, you get this much aggressiveness from Jonas Tibayan after providing very little in that loss, speaks highly of his commitment for this match for the Tamaraw.
7 points already as opposed to nothing against the Sikat. Manzo sees Martel wide open. He gets two Tamaraws in the air. Sedorifa and Gamalinda. It looks like the foul will be called against BAM.
Smart play right there by June Manso. I understood he had that shot, but may kakampi siya sa ilalim na mas libre. And Lian Martel, crafty as he is inside, went for that fake, got two defenders right in front of him, and he got hacked for that foul.
Martel at the line for two shots. Shade under 5 points per game this season. 5.5 rebounds, 59% from the free throw line. Let's go courtside once again to Miss Lyra Punsalan.
For Coach Benji Chodoro, the biggest challenge now is kung paano kagad bumangon from that tough loss to Zamboanga last Saturday kasi wala lang time mag-dwell. Fresh start agad ang kailangan. Good thing, nandyan ulit ang extra motivation from Mayor Ina Alegre who reminded them that she's proud of them no matter the result. They even had a heart check session before today's do or die para siguradong puso at composure ang baon nila this time, hindi yung gigil na sumira ng focus last game. Today, it's all about playing with heart and fighting like their season depends on it because it literally does. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Lyra. And Mindoro, they are on a quest to make the playoffs for the first time in franchise history. That's why this game is very important para sa kanila. Not that it's not important to Cebu, but itong Greats kasi, this franchise has reached the playoffs already before. They're trying to make the playoffs a second time sa kanilang franchise history. The last time they were in the playoffs was in the second season of the league, and curiously they were matched up against Davao in that one.
That's right. And ako, alam mo, Avi, nagustuhan ko dyan is yung commitment check kagad nitong Tamaraws after their first home loss, which was crucial in their quest for a playoff run. So, get everybody in one room, talk to them, check where their heart is, and the good thing is, everybody's on the same page. They want to move on to the playoffs and keep their playoff alive this season.
Yeah, Coach, because as much as it was very painful for them to lose that game, you can't just fret over spilled milk. That was already finished. That had already passed. It's now time for you to move on and look forward to what's in front of you. And it is this matchup against the Cebu Greats.
Yeah, that is right. Absolutely, Javi. And you know, kalimutan mo na yun, move on to the next. The more important match is the one that's right in front of you, which happens to be this one for with the Cebu Greats.
5 ang abante dito ng Mindoro. Gamalinda has a slight height advantage here against Paul Desiderio. Maikong pulls up, jumper won't work, rebound, Dolan Adlawan.
Boy, that possession was not so good for the Tamaraws. There was only one guy who touched the ball. There was very little movement on the weak side. It was all Bam Gamalinda and passing it off the last second.
So flex action here for the Greats. May 3 minuto na nakakalipas dito sa ating pangalawang yugto. Empty possession right there para sa Cebu.
I don't know if it's just me, pero feeling ko parang nagmamadali ang Cebu Greats. Ano? They haven't really settled down. Nandun yung level ng gigil. Kind of like how Mindoro was playing against Zamboanga in that match.
Tibayan only has Manzo in front of him. Left hand hook. He's perfect so far in this game.
Oh my goodness. How good has Jonas Tibayan been?
I'm sorry, I have to correct myself. He's missed one na pala. But he's 4 out of 5 in this game, Coach. 9 points in the game para kay Jonas Tibayan.
And if you're not impressed with Jonas Tibayan right now, there's been a lot of story with what happened this season to Jonas, but this is his very first big game and good game back. And Jonas Tibayan definitely, officially is back.
Mad props for that young man na actually hindi pa talaga cleared maglaro eh. Pero siya na may gusto.
Oo. Ang hirap rin kasi na gustong-gusto mo maglaro. You know you can contribute and you can't just sit around and see your teammates go to battle without you, and keeping himself very involved is a matter of importance for the Tamaraws, especially personally, I feel for Jonas Tibayan.
No doubt about it. Hindi madali yung pinagdaanan niya.
And this guy, Mark Maneses, to have you have to be very happy with his progress, his development through this season. He's just really evolved himself into a better passer and a better dribbler compared to how he went in the first season.
And he was such a monster on the glass against the Tigers last game. He had 22 rebounds, Coach. Pulls down another one, leading to this 3 by Desiderio, which misses. And now it's the Greats who seem to be offline from the outside here in the second quarter. There's going to be a timeout on the floor. Just to say, another 6 minutes left here in the first half. 5 ang abante ng Mindoro. Check out our Gixxer fan of the game, born for greatness. Live na live ang inyong liga ng bawat Pilipino mula sa Polo Gymnasium here in Oriental, Mindoro. Thank you so much to Mayor Jennifer Inalegre Cruz for graciously hosting the whole MPBL staff, kaming panel, the crew, as well as the teams who participated sa playing tournament dito sa Pola.
Well, speaking of taking care of us while we were here, I personally want to thank the staff of Marco Lodge, where we stayed, Sai Pasha and Buena Gonzalez, who helped us out and making us very comfortable. While we were away from home. Talagang na-appreciate namin yung lahat ng tulong at assistance na ibinigay niyo sa amin. Thank you so much, guys, for making it a good stay for us in this past days.
Maraming salamat indeed. We were here since Friday.
Oh, yeah. But those guys made us feel like we were home.
No doubt about it. And ikaw, Coach, parang ayaw mo na nga ata umuwi.
Kung wala nang lakad bukas, wala nang nag-aantay na pamilya. Good drive. That's the thing about the 45 cut. You gotta have weak side action. And I feel that was a good set. Half court. I personally feel one of the best sets that we've seen so far from the half para dito sa Greats.
Maikong blows by Manzo, but Adlawan is there to protect the basket. Tatlo ang inahabol dito ng Greats.
A good defense right there by Maikong, not leaving June Manzo.
Past the halfway point of quarter number 2, Desiderio will go for 3. cleans the rim. No good though. Maikong will charge into the defense of Desiderio. There's a foul against Cebu. I think it's going to be on Paul.
One of the things that got taken away from the Mindoro Tamaraws in their loss to Zamboanga was really paint touches. But right now, at the rate that they're going, they are definitely getting in there. And June Manso finding that 45 cut by Brian Mecca. Excellent job by those two guys connecting on that last set.
33-29. Maikong at the charity stripe did not play at all against Zamboanga Sikat. Given the chance to start here by Coach Benji Teodoro against Cebu, he goes 0 for 2 on that trip to the line.
And you know what? With Tibayan and Maikong performing, this has made this roster of the Mindoro Tamaraws deeper for this game.
Meneses floats it up. Finger roll is not gonna work there para kay Mark.
Gotta pitch it ahead.
Sedoripa goes through the Magat screen. Offensive foul against the former NU Bulldog.
Well, two things right there na hindi masyado nag-sync between Magat and Sedoripa. Both these guys had the right thing in mind. Pero yun nga, nakagalaw kaagad si Sedoripa pababa. Paset pa lang yung screen na yun ni Magat. And it didn't help that Magat had that forearm right to the head of Paul Desiderio. You just gotta stay in front, allow the defense to come to you, and then move.
Sa mga ganyang actions, Coach, kailangan talaga nagkakaintindihan yung ball handler pati yung screener.
Yeah. Hindi pwedeng masyadong maaga yung yung galaw ng ball handler going to the screen. You're better off with late yung ball handler parating, antay muna maka-set up yung screen. Not unless you're going for a slip, then that's a different story altogether.
2 straight fouls given up here by Mindoro. Terrible foul given up by Maikong. He was beat by Manzo. Penalty na sila dito,
Yeah,
Coach.
that's not a good foul at all. So with 4 more minutes and you're down only 4 points, this might be something that the Cebu Greys can actually use to their advantage.
Cebu's only missed 1 from the line in this game. That continues to be the case. There you see Assistant Coach Ronje Enrile handling the reins. Habang wala si Coach Junti Valenzuela, Coach Dondon Ontiveros just came in today, Coach.
Yeah.
Just a few hours ago, actually.
I agree. And, you know, it doesn't speak of the volume of implications for the Cebu Greats this match with Coach Don coming in here. Talaga nga naman makikita mo yung suporta rin para dito sa koponan nila na nandito ngayon sa Mindoro.
Upo muna si Ken Bono. Tibayan has it, gives it up to Ino Comboy. Comboy fakes the shot, picks up the dribble. Ramirez pops out, goes inside Tibayan against 3 defenders. Walang kaproblema.
Oh my. I thought that was kind of like a reverse Spain action or stack action. Instead of RJ taking the shot, he actually dumped it inside for Jonas for that good, pivot under and good finish.
He's got 11 points in this game to lead all scorers, and he's done it in less than 7 minutes of play on the floor. Adlawan misses from the perimeter. That's a one-and-done possession para sa Cebu.
Boy, you gotta admire the unselfishness of this Mindoro Tamaraws. So I clearly thought RJ had a shot, but intentionally, he wanted to feed inside the hotter hand in the paint, which happens to be Jonas Tibayan. 3 on him, doesn't matter, he still makes that shot.
Cleverly carved out position there, Coach.
Oh, yeah.
35-31, a chance to make this a 6-point lead, maybe even 7 with a 3. Comboy waits for Mecca to fly away. Unfortunately, he could not hit.
That momentary hesitation, medyo nawala dun sa rhythm. Yung jump stop na yon ni Ino Comboy.
Manzo goes into the 2-man game with Meneses. Gamalinda switches out onto him.
You got cross matches now. You got to work on it.
Manzo, he had a shot available. He was right in front of the basket. Decides to drop it off to Meneses. Here comes Mindoro. Ramirez, the only guy back down. He misses the layup. Desiderio gets to save it to Kinyahan. We go back the other way here. Meneses to the cup. Left hand finish is good.
I talked about the progress on the development of a player in Mark Meneses. Rarely did you see him last year putting that ball on the floor and creating. But right now, napakitaan na naman tayo ng panibagong facet ng laro niya.
35-33. Cebu forces a stop. They have a chance to tie. Errant pass there by Meneses to Desiderio. Stolen by RJ Ramirez. Forward they go to Hans Maikong. The Tamaraos will set this one up. Comboy
That's the
goes
shot.
to the corner.
That's the shot.
Maikong wide open look. Not really his strongest suit. But Gamalinda is there for the hustle play.
Yeah, gusto ko yun. Kahit na hindi percentage ni Maikong yun. But the moment that you're free, you gotta work on that closeout. And practically he did. Kaya maganda rin yung pagkaka-rebound ni Bam Gamalinda.
Kinyahan, he was hot in the first quarter for Cebu. Misses from the outside that time. Meneses thought he was held down.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Tibayan going straight, draws the foul on Brian Mecca.
Right now, if you're gonna have Jonas Tibayan full steam ahead, down with a couple of steps, going inside the paint, you will not be able to stop him because that guy right now, in my opinion, is playing with a lot of energy and a lot of confidence, understanding that he's in a good groove in this match.
He's not the fastest on the floor, coach, but you could tell he's very smart with all his movements
Oh, yes.
so far in this game.
And you got to credit that to that man we previously just saw, and Coach Benji really waking up that competitor inside of Jonas Tibayan. We all thought that we were going to see a really good game, good shooting game from Ino Comboy and guys like Bam Gamalinda. But so far, Jonas Tibayan holding the fort offensively for the Mindoro Tamaraos alongside the three-point shooting of actually Nigo.
12 puntos na sa laro para kay Jonas Tibayan. A miss from J.R. Kinyan, but Campos is right there swooping in for that putback.
Ganda rin ang athletic ability talaga nito ni Boom Campos.
38-35. A minute and some remaining here in the first half. Gamalinda, quick turnaround jumper will not fall para sa kanya.
I say the same thing, mukhang nagmadali rin na sa jump shot na yun si Bam Gamalinda. Ang ganda ng entry pass papunta sa kanya sa poste.
Manzo waiting for that screen by Meneses. It comes Gamalinda, switches again onto him. Manzo is spotted there by Bam Gamalinda.
And Bam Gamalinda has seen that a lot of times. June Manso going the left side of the floor, sees that route being closed, shifts that ball over to the right hand, goes for that floater, and then that shot block.
38-35, we'll be right back. Jonas Tibayan, 12 points in the game, coach, to lead all scorers in this one. He's 5 out of 6 from the field, too. 6 rebounds plus 2 steals.
Yeah, I was going to say the same about the 6 rebounds. That, to me, is the impressive part as well. After going 5 out of 6 from the field, you miss only once. You get 6 rebounds already here in the first half. And that speaks really highly, again, of itong ganda ng laro nito ni Jonas Tibayan.
We're back here inside the Polo Gymnasium. 45 seconds left. 5 on the shot clock for the Greats. Tampos inbounds to Ontiveros. Ice guarded here by Axel. Floats it up. Gets the 2 points. Ice Ontiveros.
Good finish right there by Ice. Shifting to the left hand of that finish right through the gut.
Vienes to extend this to 4. 41-37.
How much more can you do drop coverage against Vienes? He's going to be free and he's not going to be afraid to take it.
About a 3-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Kinyan will take it. Umalog. Tapos another offensive rebound. Able to lean in for the 2 points.
So far, Javi, one might say it's the other guys right now controlling this game for both these teams. It's not your usual Mansos, Desiderios, and Ino Comboys. It's the other guy, like Vienes right here, of that pass to the top as that drop coverage came in, that closeout came in late. He took that shot, And this time around, JR Quinyan trying to make another one, but boom, Tampos, with all that leaping ability, able to finish against Axel and Nico.
Different guys stepping up to the plate here para sa parehong kupunan. Meron pa tayong 5 segundo dito, Coach. Di pa tayo tapos.
Oo.
Here in the first half, 41-39.
Boy, much as there's been a lot of energy on the side of Mindoro, this is still just a one-possession game on their advantage. And Cebu, much as their, yung points and yung flow nila is hindi ganun ka-fluid like their game against the Davao, you'd like where you are right now if you're Cebu. You're down only one against the Mindoro Tamaraws.
The Tamaraws will inbound from the backcourt. Bangkale needs somebody. Sedorifa is available. Back to Jeko. Bangkale looks at the clock, floats it up on time. That's gonna do it.
Well, I thought Ino Comboy had that corner, right?
Well, Bangkale had to make a quick decision there. Only 5 seconds on the clock for them to make something happen. And the Cebu Greats able to generate the stop to end the quarter. They're only down by 2 points heading into the halftime break.
Mga kaliga, ako po si Lyra Ponsalan at welcome sa isa na namang edisyon ng MPBL Extra. At ngayon ay nandito tayo sa Pola Oriental Mindoro para sa play-in tournament ng Cebu Greats versus Mindoro Tamaraws. Ito ang bayan ng Pola dito sa probinsya ng Oriental Mindoro. Pola ang tinawag sa bayang ito dahil sa kanilang lupa na kulay pula.
Alam mo ang Poleños, peaceful and loving ang Poleños. Hindi sila mahirap kausap. Sobra. Ang hanap buhay namin dito, natural resources kami dito. More on natural resources. At ito yung bayan na kung hindi mo sasadyain, hindi mo mararating kasi paloob siya. Pero mayaman kami sa natural resources. Kung gusto mo ng dagat, may dagat kami. Gusto mo ng lawa, may lawa kami. Gusto mo ng bundok, may bundok kami. All the houses, meron kami. Sobrang yaman namin sa lahat ng gusto mong puntahan. Meron kaming pwede i-showcase na lahat. And yung mga house namin, more than 100 years, no? Yung mga bahay dito sa bayan ng Pala. Pinakamalaking mangrove areas sa buong Pilipinas nasa Pala. Sobrang lawak na yan nung namin, mangrove areas. Matutuwa kayo sa Pala. And hopefully, balikan at balikan na pumunta rito na hindi nakita ang ganda ng Pala.
Simple at payak ang pamumuhay ng mga Poleño at ang bayang ito ay binubuo lamang ng mahigit 35,000 katao na pinangungunahan ng kanilang mayor na si Ina Alegre Cruz. Maliit man ang komunidad na ito, ay di pa rin matatawaran ang malaking pagmamahal ng mga Poleño sa larong basketball.
Alam mo, at first talaga hindi ko gusto yung basketball kasi ball never crossed my mind na magugustuhan ko siya. Hindi ko talaga alam paano mag-manage ang basketball. Would you imagine, babae ako. At least isipin mo, puro lalaki nasa tabi ko, baka kung anong sabihin ng tao, ang hirap para sa akin. Kaya lang, nasanay na rin yung tao na basketball ang hawak ko as babae ako. Tinanindigan ko na rin talaga. As in, nilagay ko na sa puso ko, heart and mind, na basketball na talaga, paninindigan ko. And para na rin sa Mindoreños, sa gustong maging players na taga Mindoro, binigyan natin ng chance na mapunta sa professional basketball. Kung hindi ko kukunin to, sino? Kung hindi to, pag hindi ko tatayuan to, sino tatayo para sa kanila? Tinayuan ko na kahit babae. At ganda ng Pola. Hopefully, yan yung tagline naman, ang ganda ng Pola. Kahit anong gusto nyo puntahan, tawa, bundok, dagat, all the houses, yun mga natural resources namin, lahat, hindi kalbo ang Pola. napakaganda ng Pola. Makikita nyo talaga, ang daming puno sa Pola, walang mina sa Pola. So this time, makikita nyo yung greenery ng Pola at ang ganda ng Pola. Hopefully, yung mga nanonood ng MPBL, itry nyo pumunta sa bayan ng Pola. Mamimiss nyo yung kalahati ng buhay nyo pag hindi nyo naikot ang Pola. Maraming salamat po sa MPBL, po ng Mayor. On behalf of Mindoreños and Poleños, salamat.
Tibok na dahil sa MPBL ay mas yumabong pa ang turismo ng bayang ito dahil ang ganda ng Pola.
Welcome back to the MPBL. I'm Lyra Punsalan and we're now here at the half between the last one in the South Division play-in tournament of the Cebu Greats and the Mindoro Tamaraos. And joining us again tonight is the ever-gorgeous and breathtaking Mayor Ina Alegre Cruz, the Honorable Mayor of Pola, Oriental Mindoro, and the team owner of the Mindoro Tamaraos. Mayor Ina, it's so nice to see you again and thank you so much for your extended accommodation for the whole MPBL. Alam naman po namin that you've always been so supportive of the Mindoro Tamaraos. Sabi nga nila, hindi ka man nga daw nagalit agad, kagad nagpa-boost ka pa ng motivation nila after that loss. What's your heart behind that?
Kasi kailangan natin i-boost yun talaga yung mga players natin. Hindi natin pwedeng ibigay todo yung galit natin. Pero at least alam nila na galit talaga. So, ngayon nakita ko kung paano sila dumepensa. Thankful ako sa mga players natin. Sana hanggang uli, ilaban nila hanggang uli to.
And Mayor Ina, nabanggit nga natin that this is history in the making dahil ito yung chance nyo para sa first appearance nyo para sa playoffs. How did you make sure that the whole Mindoro Tamaraos stay calm and composed para sa last chance nyo for the playoffs?
Ito, for the first time, no, sana ito na yung maging first time talaga na makapasok sa playoffs at hinintayan ng buong Oriental Mindoro. Kaya kailangan yung players, galingan nila hanggang uli, parasayin nila yung sarili nila hanggang uli, may laban nila ang Mindoro.
At talagang nilalaban nila. Mayor Ina, what's your message para sa lahat ng Poleño at Mindoreño na patuloy na nanonood at sumusuporta sa inyong team?
Sa lahat ng mga Mindoreños, maraming salamat po from the bottom of my heart. Salamat sa suporta na 100% Poleños, maraming salamat po. And syempre sa lahat ng fans ng Mindoro Tamaraos, stay tuned. Sana panalangin nyo hanggang uli, kaya natin to. Kaya ng Poleños. And syempre sa lahat ng mga sponsors natin, kay Congressman Arnan Panaligan, Governor Bons Dolor, Mayor Richard Ensong, Mayor Lumal Cabagay, Ghost Team, PRM Athletics, Bingo Plus, Starbound Philippines, Magro Pharma, maraming salamat po sa lahat ng mga nag-sponsors at sa lahat ng LGU, syempre, nandyan yung Vice Mayor natin, Councilors, lahat ng mga empleyado ng munisipyo, maraming salamat. Poleños, para sa inyo to.
Maraming salamat, Mayor Ina Alegre Cruz, the team owner of the Mindoro Tamaraos. The MPBL will be back.
However, Suzuki halftime match Conchero challenge brought to us by Suzuki, the official motorcycle partner of the MPBL. With Suzuki, oras na para magmotor.
Halftime now between the Mindoro Tamaraos and the Cebu Greats dito sa ating battle for the 8th seed in the Southern Division here at the Polo Gymnasium in Oriental Mindoro. Abby Palanya joined by Coach Mike Perez. Ms. Lyra Ponsalan is at courtside. Mindoro was in control practically the whole first half, Coach, but Cebu able to trim the gap just 2 points heading into the break.
Yeah, it really helped a lot yung mga free throw makes nitong Cebu, kaya napadikit rin kahit paano itong laban na to because the shooting has been pretty good from the field for the Mindoro Tamaraos, making 34% of their shots. Well, a lot of that, ang laki na improvement pagdating dun sa 3-point shooting. If you recall, wala silang na 3 points against Zamboanga. and there are many attempts, but right now they are 5 of 14. They're shooting 35%. The assists 16 versus 7. 7 guys with at least 2 assists para dito sa Mindoro Tamaraw. And it clearly shows you a lot of ball movement, a lot of ball sharing para dito sa Tamaraw.
Sa Cebu, it's Jer Ganyan who's leading the way with 8 points. Tibayan leading the scoring for the Tamaraws. That's 12 points in just very limited playing time on the floor. That's after he was only on the court for just 2 minutes and 37 seconds during that game against Zamboanga. He played a total of 11 minutes, 10 minutes and 57 seconds to be exact, for those 12 points here in this game.
And you know what's surprising, Javi, considering the pace at which this game... Oh, wow!
Oh my goodness. And he just continues to impress. Jonas Tibayan, 14 points, 6 out of 7 from the field.
And it's important for him to start the second half the same way that he did in the first half. What a move by June Manso.
Able to get away from the defense, but unable to score. Lian Martel is able to do so.
Little breakdown on the rebounding action there for the Mindoro Tamaraws. Able to give that offensive rebound over to the Greats.
Gamalinda, Maikong, Tibayan, Sedoripa, and Inigo, the 5 to begin the second half for Coach Benji Teodoro. Bam Gamalinda had to adjust. Gets the foul plus the basket. What a big shot for Bam Gamalinda.
Great offensive players need 2 things for them to do their damage. The ball and that space. Bam Gamalinda got that ball on the low block, saw that space on his right side, understood mismatches, exploited it, able to use his body to try and finish strong and get this end one.
Siya ang nanguna para sa Mindoro in that game against Zamboanga. Had 16 points so far with only 6 tonight. But this team continues to stay ahead. Cebu has not yet tasted the lead in this game.
And really it's just about staying the course if you're Bam Gamalinda. You started real good in that game against Zamboanga. Now you got to keep that going here in that all-important match against the Cebu Greats.
Cebu's taking a while to set up here.
Blitzed.
Amon goes to the other side. Tampos for 3 with 1 on the shot clock. Ugsang is there. Tips it right back in, plus the foul.
Jonas Tibayan at that point completely forgot that Revo Sang is one of the Cebu Greats' primary rebounders. He didn't need to put that ball down. He really just tipped it in inside and allowed that spin to go inside the rim. Good putback there by Reeve.
Makes it a 3-point game here, 46 to 43. Ugsang completes the 3-point play para sa Greats.
Let's not forget, ito si Revo Sang, nakaroon rin ng game niya na napakaganda which resulted in a win para dito sa Cebu Greats. And they're gonna need him to do that right now in this survival match against the Mindoro Tamaraws.
Tibayan looking for somebody to pass to. Pinapahirapan sa ni Revo Ugsang. Gamalinda now turning the corner. Gamalinda, one fake jumper, rattles that one home.
The Mindoro Tamaraw Black Mamba is gonna work right now. 4 quick points pero ganda rin ang balik nitong Cebu Greats. I mean, the thing about a game of basketball, if you're making shots, you gotta prevent the other team also from making shots because otherwise, you're not getting any advantage.
Oh, Martel loses it and our referee says it's Mindoro basketball. The Greats players are asking Coach Ronje to challenge
it, right. And I don't think they will. They're just down by a couple possessions. This is a close game. And they might need those challenges later in the more important part of the game.
You could feel the atmosphere continues to be intense here in the second half, and we're going to be expecting that to intensify even more as we wind down this game. This is the battle for the 8th seed.
You know what, Javi, I was alluding to earlier. Ang bilis ng laro, sinasabi natin. Pero 7 turnovers pa lang nakocommit nitong dalawang teams na to. How impressive is that?
This coach is next level basketball already. This is just a play-in tournament. What more are we going to see when the first round of the playoffs start?
Indeed. If this is going to be a Ooh, what a shot by John Hamon. Off balance din doon.
You're talking about big shot makers. Jan Hamon has been just that his entire career. Bagsak dito si Axel Inigo. The Rifa will get it across the timeline for the Tamaraos. We're tied now, coach, at 48 apiece. Sedoripa hooks it to Bam Gamalinda. Back to Joseph. Sedoripa for 3. Lines it up. No good. There's a double foul between, I think it's Ugsang and Tibayan.
I think they finally found a match for the kind of activity that Jonas Tibayan has provided for the Tamaraos. You see this again right here. That kick-out pass over to Sedoripa. Actually, before that, nagkaka-battle na itong dalawang ito eh. And both these players, in my opinion, are very proud of their rebounding ability. And so, that's no surprise that each guy really going out there and trying to change the space to be able to get that advantage to secure the rebound.
Campos able to get inside. Shot won't drop. Ugsang gets them another possession. Campos draws contact and that trickles in. What a magical shot by Boom Campos.
Oh my goodness. Boom Campos went to his left hand, couldn't get to it, went to his right, tried to finish, but at the last second, had to contort his body for that left hand scoop.
At bakit nga ba natin hindi i-feature sa ating Dixer Great Move of the Game, Born for Greatness, that had greatness written all over it, Coach.
Let me tell you, that was relentless from Boom Campos, who earlier, previous to that, actually missed a point-blank shot, but still, got to get in there, get that paint touch, and finish strong inside the paint.
First lead of the game for the Greats, courtesy of Boom Campos. He, though, is unable to complete the three-point play. Under 7 minutes ang natitira dito sa ating third quarter. Bangkale is back into the game. Maikong defended there well by Jun Manzo. Ball tapped out of bounds. Cebu basketball.
And Jonas Tibayan once again almost had that offensive rebound, if not losing that ball on the last second. And that's a very important part of the contribution of Jonas Tibayan, because if they had secured cleanly itong Cebu Greats yung defensive rebound na yun, that would have been a run the other way.
Comboy and Ramirez also back inside for Coach Benji Teodoro. Campos has been the man of the moment here in the third for the Greats. He loses it though, dives for it. Other hands also trying to get to that basketball. It looks like it's a jump ball situation, but possession arrow pointing to the side of the guys in blue.
And you like how Mindoro actually defended that. They continue to go on what's called the force weak, where you force the player to go to his weaker hand. In that instance, Boom Campos was really forced going left.
Ramirez tasked to set up the table here for the Tamaraos. Bangkale, top of the circle. Now it's with Bam Gamalinda. Bomboy being hounded here by Brian Mecca. He gives it up to Jeco. Bangkale loses it to the corner. Ramirez fading away. Jumper off the back iron. Tap goes to Desiderio. Campos is on the other side. Ball over. Shoots the pass. And Coach Roger Enrile saying, okay lang. He's got his thumbs up. We're in the lead by 2 points. Let's just go to the other side and play some defense.
Importante para kay Ron J doon is na itakbo nila na pitch ahead yung ball, but really miscalculated on that pass. And it's always been the pace of the game that has dictated this match so far between these two teams. And we're not even talking about full court fast break. We're talking about how quick the action has been here in the half court.
7 turnovers as opposed to 4.
That's the shot there.
For Cebu and Mindoro respectively. Way downtown, no problem. Para kay Ino Comboy.
You know what? If I were the Coach Benji at that moment and Ino Comboy did not take that shot, I would have been on him.
That's his first three-point shot of the game. He's got 4 markers. Adlawan sees Mecca inside, but Magat was there to bother that shot.
You gotta test that hand one more time though.
Comboy pushes the ball forward. Bienes, the extra pass. Magat hands it off to Ramirez.
There you
Back
go.
to Ino. Comboy launches. Doesn't get the lucky bounce. Meneses may tangan ng bola. Able to swoop in. Adlawan is there for the cleanup job. Dolan will take 2.
You gotta admire the energy of these two bigs right here of the Cebu greats. Mark Meneses, Dolan Adlawan, really chasing for that space, but immediately, once your defender goes under and your Ino combo, you have to take that 3.
Look how far he was. That 3-point shot of the game brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Adlawan 6 the first free throw, 3-point field goal story on your screens. Cebu not doing well from that departed. Mindoro doing better than what they showcased in that game against Zamboanga.
Oh, indeed. And talaga nga naman, when you talk about 3-point making, isa na yan sa mga nagiging primary weapon nitong Mindoro Tamaraos. One of the guys really that I thought really gave up good-looking free threes is this man right here, Jacob Bancale.
Earlier sa Cebu ang abante. An offensive foul called against Mindoro. Tama ba yung pagkabasa ko? No, it's a defensive foul.
It's on ice, right?
Tiveros called for that one as he tried to hold on to Magat's waist.
And nasa harap ng referee, mas kita yung kay Tiveros, late na yung react ni Magat. And so that foul definitely gotta be called on ice.
That's the last foul to give for the Greats. Parehong team nasa penalty na. 4 na minuto pa at 20 segundo na lalabi dito sa ating pangatlong yugto. Comboy missing his last 2 shots from the outside.
But you're okay with him taking those shots because that's really who he is. And he's got to play to that ability.
Desiderio, short on the 3, gets it back. Otiveros to the flashing Meneses, push shot off to the right. Comboy able to get to it. Bancale has Desiderio in front of him, 1 man to beat. Bancale with that hook shot. Medyo napalakas ng konti.
I thought he was too quick for that action. A little decelerate as he went inside the paint.
Desiderio draws the foul on RJ Ramirez.
But rin
to the post there.
talaga yung experience ni Paul, no? He understood, nakakapit na sa akin to, libre yung gitna, kukunin ko na yan. Kanan pa yung shot attempt ko.
It's funny because these two are actually halos contemporary sa UAP, si RJ Ramirez at si Paul Desiderio. LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL. Desiderio missing a free throw there.
And Paul Desiderio is a oh my God, can you believe this? He's a 49% free throw shooter.
He's really struggled with that a lot this season. But if you look over past years, especially during his time with UP, an above average free throw shooter, ito si Paul Desiderio.
There you go. They've been wanting to go to that play since early in the first half, but they couldn't because Marion Magat's deep defender keeps on delaying him. Nice shot.
Oh, Desiderio finally finds the bottom of the net on that jumper.
And I like that he shook his head, understanding I got to get in the groove now.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Comboy over 2 defenders, able to get it up and in.
When you get a couple of good scorers scoring in succession, this is a good game.
55 all. Adlawan having trouble with the basketball. Bancale might have warded off on Brian Mecca.
Yeah, clearly.
And that's gonna be 2 shots right now for Cebu. If that will be a foul, laban sa kanya. This is our fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme X Play on the go speaker. Take your music anywhere. He absolutely took it to the heart of the defense there, Coach.
Well, the coaches say if you've got 2 on the ball, you got to pass it up. But no, not in the case of Ino Comboy. He was straight up downhill and really went to those fake moves to be able to deceive the defenders and finish off tight with that layup.
Mecca at the line to try and break this deadlock. Mecca missing on that first free throw. This is the 3rd tie so far in this game. We've also had 4 lead changes. In the first half, Mindoro was in the lead the whole 20 minutes. Cebu was only able to take the lead here in the third quarter. Look at the free throw story. 15 out of 19 for the greats. Mindoro 7 out of 10. The split at the line para kay Brian Meca. Under 3 minutes left to play here in the quarter between Cebu and Mindoro. This is the third period. Ramirez out to Bienes. He loves that spot on the floor for good reason.
And so many times that you cover him, Javi, you understand saan yung mga paboritong spots nitong player. And Bienes is definitely one of his sweet spots on the floor, the top of the key three. That's a travel.
Not only have I covered him a number of times already, Coach, I watched that man grow.
Boy, what a progress in the development he's been para dito sa kanya personally. He's done so good. Another slip right here, one more on its way.
Bienes could not hit that time. Sila ni Ino Comboy, Coach, sabayan pumasok sa FEU. During our last year, it was our residency year. And Coach Mike Oliver, he had a vision for these two guys na sila ang maging future leaders ng FEU Baby Tamaraws. And eventually, that's what happened. Able to win a championship there as well. And also move up to the seniors division. And now, I'm so happy seeing them play professional basketball dito sa ating liga. Turnover here for Cebu as Ontiveros commits the offensive foul on Ino Comboy.
And surely having played alongside both those guys, seeing them grow, see that foul right there on ice. Again, I've always said this, inside hand on the outside shoulder. And yun ang ginawa rin ito ni RJ Ramirez. And so he got that deflection, and on that spin, got that foul on ice.
Lamang na ulit dito Mindoro. Bienes tried to spray it to Marian Magat. Comboy was too late in trying to salvage that possession from the corner.
A lot of coaches would tell you if that ball is being driven right down the middle, that somebody's got to stay on the wing or maybe a pin down so that that corner guy would have to lift. In that instance, ang akala siguro ni Bienes is di drift papunta sa corner si Ino Comboy. And miscommunication on that end. Really just got to go back, forget about it, and move on to the next possession.
58 to 56 still. Kinyan is back in the game. One-on-one here against Magat. Bangkale ready to double. Kinyahan goes into the defense.
Yeah,
it's a traveling violation.
That is a good call. That's right. I did see that. He kind of dragged that right foot as he went to the middle. You see this right here. He was defended. He went down the middle as he was dribbling. He planted that other foot and moved the other. That's right.
Shot called by our baseline referee there.
Or 2 feet that move in that situation.
Turnovers, Coach, beginning to be a problem here for the Greats. They had 21 against Davao and still won that game. But you could tell after what happened, Coach Ronje would love to see that number be minimized in this game.
Oh, yeah. Because this is a team that has to play with a lot of efficiency, with taking care of the ball, because if you don't, then the opposing team is going to take advantage of you. Oh, wow.
Well, Desiderio definitely took advantage of an open look there. Lead back with Cebu, 59 to 58.
Definitely inside his heart, he's saying, atin to, guys, atin to. As you know, that famous line by Paul Desiderio, now he's going to need that kind of performance again, this time for the greats.
Martel and is that
Bienes? Is that Bienes?
No, I think that's Magat. Yeah, I think that's Magat.
Yeah, Bienes is on the bench. That's right. I think that's Magat. And both those guys are really...
No, it's
Jonas
Tibayan.
Oh, my. And both those guys, I mean, regardless whether it was Magat or Tibayan, these guys really battle it out underneath. There was a seal that was being tried by Jonas Tibayan, but Liam Martel just went above the shoulder as he got sealed. That was a good seal though by Jonas Tibayan, pero talagang pwestuhan, ika nga.
Well, Martel might have hit Tibayan on the head a bit there. Maybe inadvertently, coach. Our referees not calling anything extracurricular.
Yeah. I think that's just really a battle to try to get to the front of Jonas Tibayan, because he practically got sealed in that middle action. And really just was waiting for that high-low pass coming from Bam Gamalinda.
2 shots para kay Jonas Tibayan. Parehong team nasa penalty na dito. 14 points in the game for Jonas Tibayan. It's been a very efficient outing for this young man out of National University.
What more can you say from Jonas Tibayan? He's got 7 rebounds to go with, 1 assist and a couple of steals.
Only missed once from the field tonight. He's also just missed once from the free throw line. And he gives Mindoro back the advantage, 60-59.
And you know what? He's playing like there's no tomorrow for the Tamaraws, si Jonas Tibayan.
Now that should be the case for these two teams. If they want to advance and face Quezon, Paul Desiderio is locked in as well.
Oh, another triple right there for Paul Desiderio.
62-60. Cebu back in the driver's seat. 4-second differential, shot clock, game clock. Gamalinda using his foot speed advantage against Kinyahan. May oras pa dito ang Greats.
Paul's gonna take this.
Tabla ulit tayo at 62. Shot clock winding down, game clock as well. And there's gonna be a foul given up here by Jeco Bancale. That means free throws right now.
You know what's trouble there? That's his 4th. That's the 4th personal foul of Jeco Bancale. And no need for him to foul in that situation. He had that baseline, could have closed that out, but instead he allowed Boom Tampos to get the first step and claim that baseline.
Tampos has stepped up in this game. 12 markers para sa kanya. Look at that. 5 rebounds, 4 on the offensive glass.
But how about the 50% shooting, Javi? I mean, you know that he's that good, pero in crunch games like this, you love that he's performing. Free throw difference right there. That's a +7 in favor of Cebu, like what we reported in the first half. Is the free throws that have really allowed Cebu to keep this game close.
Referee Michael Kinay saying it's going to be Mindoro basketball with 2 seconds left on the 3rd quarter clock. The pitch ahead to Sedoripa. He has time here for a shot. That's a little off to the right, and that is going to do it for the first 3 quarters. They are now in the books here between Mindoro and Cebu. Let's take a look at our highlights of the game, brought to you by Ciplus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration. Both teams, coach, elevating their games here.
Yeah. And we talked about it. It's the other guys that's really contributing. And for the 3rd quarter, it's been Bam Gamalinda, Boom Tampos, Ino Comboy waking up finally with his first 3. And hopefully this bodes well for him. And even Paul Desiderio, 2 out of 6 after going empty from that area in the first half. He's now got a couple of boomers for the Cebu Breaks.
We are back to square one, heading into the final frame. Hold on to your seats, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 10 more minutes to go. Second, our fans of the game, brought to you by LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Magandang gabi sa lahat ng mga Polenyong nanonood, as well as yung mga kaliga nating nanonood on our YouTube channel, on pusopi.com, as well as on Solar Sports. Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. This is Javi Palanya, joined by Coach Mike Perez. On Wednesday, we will be heading north for the battle for the 8th seed between the Bataan Risers and the home squad, the Ilagan Isabela Cowboys. That should be a treat as well. Both teams playing well recently. especially the Bataan Risers. I'm sure both teams will also go down the wire, as is the case here between Mindoro and Cebu. Who will make it to the first round of the South Division playoffs? Can Cebu book their second trip to the playoffs, or will Mindoro make franchise history to book their first trip to the MPBL playoffs?
And keeping your hopes alive, that's really the motivation for these 4 teams that's remaining in the play-ins.
Part of scoring on your screens. It's been a tight one in this game, and that second quarter was crucial to Cebu getting back into this game after Mindoro took control of practically the entire first half.
Oh, ang ganda ng kombinasyon rin kasi nung third quarter nito ni Paul Desiderio. Meantime, another good-looking 3 right there. John Esteban was pretty much late on that contest and hit the shooting hand of Paul Desiderio. And you definitely are going to have to challenge his shot because he's already made a couple in the third, and you don't want that rhythm to flow over here in the fourth quarter.
I think our referees are still going to review that for a possible landing spot foul. Is that what's going to happen? There you see
But they're checking if it's a 2 or a 3.
Cebu Greats coaching staff led in this game by Coach Ronje Enrile. Siya rin ang namuno doon sa kanilang laro against Davao. After Coach Junti is back in Bogo City trying to attend to his family and his relatives there. Again, our hopes and prayers go out to those affected by that devastating earthquake.
One thing I can assure you, somewhere there in Cebu, Coach Junti is on his phone, on his laptop, on his whatever device, watching this game and hoping deep inside, hoping that he was also here. But you know, there are bigger things in basketball to take care of. But definitely, his heart goes out for his players that are batting it out here in Pola Mindoro.
Mula sa puso, ika nga, yan ang sinasabi ni Coach Ronje Enrile about yung laro ng Cebu from here on out. At sinimulan nila yan laban sa Davao. They're trying to do that once again against Mindoro tonight. 65-64. Tedorifa is on Desiderio. Kinyan pops out. Martel cuts, hangs in the air. Oh my goodness! How did that happen? Leon Martel, the contortion, the execution, and the make of the shot. Oh my goodness.
Oh my, well, where are all these magical shots coming from these guys? Oh, a 3 on its way, and that's good for Inocom Boy.
MPBL basketball at its finest. This is just the play-in tournament, mga kaliga.
Welcome to play-in basketball, Javi. This is what the play-ins are all about. Trying to extend your season and move into the playoffs.
Tabla ulit tayo dito. 67 all. This has been an entirely different second half. Martel that time could not make it work. Forward they go. Ramirez is ahead of the pack. That's going to be a walk in the park for RJ.
RJ Ramirez is not going to make the same miss that he made earlier this time. He makes sure that he makes it.
Hurried shot right there by Tampos. Couldn't save it to a teammate. Comboy against Desiderio. A kick out to Sedoripa. That rims out. Manzo able to track it down. Manzo able to freeze his defender off the glass, and in that is classic June Manzo.
That's just poor defense by the Mindoro Tamaraos. You understand? It's either a push shot or put the ball on the left hand and another push shot the other way for June Manzo. And all those things you allow June Manzo to do, you did not take anything away from that rhythm.
Another deadlock, this time at 69 apiece.
Oh,
Comboy
no.
finds some daylight. Tap goes to Cebu Great, pero may pitong itinawag dito. Si referee Michael Kina is saying that it's Mindoro basketball. There seems to be a foul against Cebu. Pero tunghayan muna natin itong fast break of the game. Brought to you by Extreme Cool Air Conditioners. Ang Extreme Magpalamig, free installation for split-type air conditioners.
I see that finish right there by RJ Ramirez. But going back into the live play action, there was an unsportsmanlike foul called on Leah Martel. I'm not sure if that was definitely an unsportsmanlike foul. that might have been called, that could have been a call on Jonas Tebayan, but we'll see how this challenge goes.
Coach Ronjay Enrile has just used his challenge. We'll be right back.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. There was no foul.
It's a successful challenge for Coach Ronjay Enrile and the Cebu Greats. Take a look at what happened. Watch Martel and Tebayan on your screens. Dun sa may gitna.
Yeah, nothing unsportsmanlike out there. It's really just two guys trying to get a position on that rebound.
Cebu takes possession here. Good challenge right there para kay Coach Ronjay Enrile.
Got to set this up here against one-on-one on the low block. Oh, what a move.
Kenyan able to get away, and that finger roll drops para kay JR Kenyan.
It wasn't the fastest of spins down the baseline, but it was enough separation for JR Kenyan to finish on the baseline.
71-69. Gamalinda from the right elbow, bottom.
And he really just calmly takes that back. You score on me, I'm going to score back on you.
71 all. Let's get this out of the way, Coach. A shout out to Kuya Jeff Cañada from Cebu. And
yeah, I want to get a happy birthday to Alan Ko, of a good friend of mine from the Abachigang, from my family, and to yours. Happy birthday, Alan. Nice fake.
Sedorifa unable to get the basket. He gets the offensive rebound. Second try up is good para kay Joseph Sedorifa. Lamang na ulit ang Mindoro. Tapos, not wasting any time. We are just going back and forth here.
And the thing with Tampos, holding that corner on that fast break, it really allows him to put the ball on. Oh, another good shot. Everybody's got their own, high-stakes shots here. Everybody's throwing haymakers.
Coach, you were mentioning earlier during the first half, it was not the usual suspects who have been producing in this game, and that theme continues as RJ Ramirez also contributing in his own little way here for the Tamaraws, who are trying to extend their lead here. Sedorifa behind the line, swishes it through!
And this crowd is up on their feet. Joseph Sedorifa, one of the clear leaders of the Mindoro Tamaraws, making that three, but Mark Meneses answers back.
That's just token defense coming from Marian Magat. 78-75. Ang dami pang oras dito. Just about to approach the halfway point of our penultimate frame. Ramirez. Back to Gamalinda. Bam Bam binit-bit. Gets the bounce.
4 points in the quarter. Bam Gamalinda kept getting left behind from that elbow.
17 points in the game. Desiderio, 18-15 now after that Desiderio bucket. He too has been in double figures here in the second half para sa Greats. 14 for Mr. Atinto. That shot well defended. And a foul given up by Maga to stop the fast break. Only the second team foul of the Tamaraws here in the fourth quarter. The pace has been frenetic. The shot making has been intense. Both teams just unwilling to surrender easily.
And really, clearly, if it's not effort that you see right now on both these teams, man, regardless whether you're cheering for Mindoro or Cebu, you gotta tip your hat off to these teams. Really good.
Absolutely zero defense showed there by the Tamaras. Manzo just getting into the lane and finishing past Ken Bono there.
If you're making shots, you got to get stops. That's the thing. And if you're allowing the other team to keep scoring on you, you're not getting any advantage.
And Tamaras holding on to a solitary point lead. A foul against Mark Meneses. Only Cebu's first team foul here in the fourth. So just a total of 3 fouls called here in the fourth quarter. Prior to this period, both teams actually got to the penalty a little early.
Yes, agree. Haba pa nito with still 4 minutes remaining, and ang kagandahan dito, nane-nurse nila yung kanilang foul situation.
Hinga muna tayo ng konti. Let's go to Miss Lyra Punsalan.
Para kay Bam Gamalinda, this do-or-die game is deeper than just chasing a playoff spot. It's about heart and resilience. Siya mismo ang nag-initiate ng heart check sa buong Mindoro team bago ang crucial matchup na to, reminding everyone na balik dapat sila sa fundamentals. Siya din ang nag-motivate kay Ino Comboy, saying, "Kaya mo yan, alam ko, babawi ka." Na-realize ko after that Zamboanga game is to never stop playing defense, he shared. At yan ang mindset na dala niya ngayon. Focused, grounded, at handang ibuhos lahat para sa chance na maisulat ang unang playoff appearance sa history ng Tamaraws. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Lara. Excellent report there. Desiderio hammer there to draw another foul against Mindoro.
Ang nagiging challenge ngayon sa Mindoro Tamaraws, they're not getting stops. And every time you see a Cebu great going downhill, they always get to paint touches.
At yan ang sinabi ni Bam Bam just right there in that report by Lyra. He realized in that last game, you should not stop playing defense.
Agree.
After all, that's what's going to get you to the top.
Agree. Because that pretty much is basketball. If you're really good at one thing, you cannot allow the other team to be good at that as well. So if you're really good at 3-point makes, you can't allow the other team to make 3 points make as well.
This free throw of the game brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. 81-80, Desiderio failing to tie things. This is the battle for the 8th seed in the South. Ramirez needs a friend. Homeboy stuck at the baseline. He steps out of bounds. No, it's Martel who steps out of bounds. So Mindoro keeps possession.
I thought Cedar Rifa could have drifted to that corner 3 on that drive by Comboy.
3 minutes and 44 pa ang natitira dito. Hang on to your seats, mga kaliga. Stay with us. The last meeting between these two teams happened last May 16. Halos kakaumpisa lang ng season natin yan. And it was Cebu who ended up on top in that game. But that was a game where both teams had different lineups, different coaches also.
Oo, totoo yan. And yan na yata, if I recall correctly, that was the game where Cebu Greats had changes in terms of their support and their management. And during that time, Bancali was even playing for Cebu.
Yes.
I think in that game, Jacob Bancali had about 8 points, if I recall correctly. 3 on its way. Looks good.
Ino Comboy rings the bell there for the Tamaraws. 84-80. He's got 14 in the game.
On an under out of bounds, the weak side corner guy is one of the most dangerous pieces that you cannot just leave out there. And they allowed Ino Comboy to really just hang on the other end, had that head of Leon Martel turn, and that was all the space and the lift that Ino Comboy needed to knock down that 3.
I have to correct myself. Tama ka, Coach. Parehong si Coach Benji at saka si Coach Suzuki ang humawak sa kanila dun sa game nila in that regular season meeting that they had.
Yeah. That was clearly a game that both these teams will remember, and including this game, I know. The amount of compete from both these guys really speaks a lot of their resolve to really get that win.
Turnover for the Greats. But they're only down by 4 here. 3 minutes remaining in this game. 11 turnovers na para sa Cebu. Gamalinda off the glass, a little bit short. Kinyan forward to Desiderio.
Get a paint
Akinto
off.
leading the break.
Yeah.
Good transition defense. Desiderio spins away from the defense. The tap goes to Ino Comboy. Cebu looking a little bit fatigued here, Coach Mike.
And the space is catching up to some of these guys. And to our observation, looks more the side of Cebu. Post up right here.
Gamalinda wants it. He's trying to attack the weak link. Desiderio looks like he pulled his hamstring on that last play.
Yeah, that's why medyo gingerly yung paglakad niya kanina. I saw that also. I thought on that jumper from about 17 feet right in front of the rim, dun niya naramdaman eh. And so, to your point, you're attacking actually the weakest guy who's not 100% to try and defend against Bam Gamalinda because of that situation.
Coach Roger Enrile inserting John Lamon para kay Paul Desiderio. Gamalinda and Meneses getting entangled a bit. Had to be separated there by referee Michael Kinay.
This should be a back pick for Jonas Tibayan and Ino Comboy going to the corner.
Ramirez inbounds instead to Tibayan. Comboy with the basketball now.
Nice pass.
Pocket pass. Tibayan blocked by Meneses.
Good defense by Mark. That was a good block. My opinion, that was a good block. Do they still have a challenge though?
They still have one more challenge. But Coach Roger Enrile is saying, nope. We will try to defend this last 7 seconds.
They're challenging it.
Oh, okay. There you go. Sumenyas na si Coach Roger.
Tinignan ni Coach Don tsaka ng coaching staff niya. So we have to challenge that. I feel they also saw that it was a good block by Mark.
2 minutes and 37 still to go. 7 on the shot clock if ever that happens for the Mindoro Tamaraws. We'll take a short break.
Upon review, the challenge was successful.
So it's a successful challenge. Para kay Coach Roger Enrile is 2 out of 2 in terms of coaches' challenges in this game. Wala na siya magagamit after this.
As expected, that help right there by Mark. Really all ball from behind. And so you got that possession right now on your side of the floor. And you have a chance to try and trim this down to even 1 point. You're down only 4.
Manzo brings it up for the Greats. Kinyan wants it against Gamalinda.
Yeah, you got to give it to him.
Ramirez defending that post entry really well.
Manzo too, I felt was a little bit too close to the defense of Mindoro right there. Could have pulled it back.
Oh, Kinyan forced up a shot. He wanted a foul.
That was a quick release though by JR Kinyahan.
84-80, 2-possession ball game. Ramirez will take time here for the Tamaraws. RJ working the 2-man game with Bam Gamalinda. That's a foul against Cebu.
That'll be on JR Kinyahan, I think. And Bam Gamalinda kept going at that middle ball action. And see right there, he was trying to go for a rescreen and then slip it, pero pinigilan siya ni JR Kinyahan. That's actually the difficulty of Bam Gamalinda being in the middle screen action. Kasi pwedeng umislip eh, no? Even patamaan mo yung screen, kaya rin niyang pa-drive in yung primary ball handler nila.
Leon Martel checks back into the game. Comboy now against John Hamon. Loses it for a bit, regains control. Comboy over the defense. 86 to 80. What a big shot for Eno Comboy. He wants redemption. He wants victory here tonight. Only 2 points in that game against Zamboanga that could have made them the number 7 seed in the South. In this game, this is a battle for the 8th seed. He wants nothing more than to win this one against the Cebu Greats. Timeout on the floor. We'll be right back. Here's a guy who was 1 out of 12 against Zamboanga, coach, but he's averaging 14 this season, and he's been one of the leading scorers, actually the leading scorer for Mindoro this season.
Well, the 1 out of 12. Kung ikaw si Coach Benji, come on now, you know, that's not acceptable. You know you can shoot so much better, and so that, you know, hard check by Mindoro, I believe from last night, really helped a lot in understanding he's still in the same page with his guys on the floor, and he's still got that trust of his teammates to go take those shots.
14 points matching his average tonight. Ito si Eno Comboy, although he has not taken that many shots, he's been more efficient tonight, that's for sure. And the timeliness of his shots, especially that last one, stretching the lead to 6. Crucial possession coming up for the Greats.
All important here for the Greats.
Almost stolen there by Ramirez.
Boy, Ramirez is just a bundle of energy when it comes to defense here in the fourth quarter. I felt there were certain situations where he was able to stop an action or get a deflection.
Meneses back to June. Manzo trying to get away from the double. Able to escape it. Meneses is there. Undergo stab is good.
Yun ang talagang hindi nila mapigilan kanina pa. Sa sobrang dami na naging paint touch nito ni Mark Meneses, halos palaging nakaka-score itong Cebu Greats. Players down on the floor.
86 to 82. Comboy has it. Defended by Boom Boom Tampus. Shot clock winding down. He wants a clear out. Eno Comboy having trouble with the basketball. Hand in the face. Eno Comboy drains another one. 16 points. Lead back up to 6. Come on, the follow-up. Lead back down to 4. This is far from over.
Well, you never can relax in this game. It started out with a lot of pace in the first quarter, and still, right here, there's only a minute left remaining, but the pace has been relentless for both these teams.
Cebu committing a foul. That's their last foul to give. Manzo looking at the clock. There's still a lot of time, especially this is just a 2-possession ball game, but what a big shot made there by Eno Comboy.
Remember when we talked about turning Eno Comboy into the dribbler instead of the shooter? This time around, he's heard enough of the talk. I'm putting that ball on the floor, and I'm going to show you guys that I can actually score by putting that ball right on the floor.
And their main man doing main man things. 1 minute and 4 seconds to go. Hang on, mga kaliga. We're here in the South right now, but come Wednesday, we will go up north to the Capital Arena in Ilagan City in Isabela for the North Division Play-In Tournament Battle for 8. There you see Mayor Jennifer Alegre Cruz, our gracious host here in Pola Oriental, Mindoro. Maraming salamat din sa pakape galing sa Cruiser Bikers Cafe.
Oo. That's the coffee shop here na very nostalgic. Ano, nandun yung mga lumang phones.
Yes.
Oh my. So if you guys are anywhere here in Pola, Mindoro, you get to go here, just go over and visit the Cruiser Cafe shop. You see all those old phones right there. Naging nostalgic tuloy.
Halos full house rin tayo dito for this South Division battle for the 8th.
Medyo konting salitaan dito between Cedorifa and John Hamon. I think both these guys are getting teed.
Yeah, pinagsasabihin sila ngayon ng ating security head na si Rudy Distrito.
Yeah, and if you're Mindoro right now, you got the upper hand, you got a minute to go. You cannot relax, lose focus. The goal of the game is to get more points when that final buzzer sounds. And this is definitely not yet the final buzzer. And you got to stay composed and keep going at it.
Both teams with still one timeout left to call. I love how Boss Rudy did that while holding yung kanyang
Oo nga, no? Yan ang pang-promote yun.
Comboy again with the rock. Tampos again tasked to guard him. Comboy trying to trickle away as much time from the shot clock. 3 seconds left. Comboy blocked from behind. Ball is loose. Tampos forward to Manzo, able to regain control, and June Manzo finishes. This is just a 2-point ball game.
So much time left. Clock management right now.
40 seconds, 88 to 86. Gamalinda gives it up to Comboy. Their main man. He's hit some big shots here in the dying minutes. Nino Comboy goes to the left, pulls up, jumper, falls off the rim. Meneses pushing. He's pushing. Meneses draws the foul. Could not make the basket, but he will go to the line for 2 shots.
Well, and so far as stopping Mark Meneses, get those paint touches. Even to this point, there has been no one that stopped him. Right here, Ino Comboy getting blocked from behind by Tampos. They went on that run. June Manso scores with that scoop, making this a 2-point game. And really just the other way where Mark Meneses really giving that dash all the way to that paint touch, almost getting that ball to go in. And really, he's just had his way inside the paint. Ito si Mark Meneses.
Crucial free throws here coming up para kay Meneses. He's not yet missed in this game. But this is for the tie. Meneses 6 the first, 88 to 87.
Well, you see him, trying to egg his players on, this crowd on. He's saying, come on now, bring it on. I'm up to it. And this is just showing you the growth and the maturity of a Mark Meneses who at one time played for the Heat Waves and is right now playing a major role for the Greats with an opportunity to tie this at 88.
The second one is short. Meneses able to get a hand on it. Referee Michael Kinay says it's a jump ball. Possession pointing the side of Mindoro.
Pero kita mo ha, siya na yung nagmintis ng free throw pero siya pa rin yung nakakuha ng posible sana na offensive rebound para dito sa Cebu Greats. The box outs have got to be better, especially in free throw situations para dito sa Mindoro.
Jump ball lang tinawag, Coach, but because we are under the final 2 minutes, this is a reviewable call dahil out of bounds lang naman.
Yeah.
So our referees will check. There is still a chance that Cebu could get this. 16 seconds remaining in this game. The battle for the 8th seed. A chance to face the Quezon Huskers next Monday in the first round of our South Division playoffs.
Everybody's got to remember, at one point, this was a 4-point game with 1:04 remaining on the clock, favor for Mindoro. They've been 0-2 in those last 2 attempts, and Mindoro has sank a layup shot by June Manso and split his free throws. Ito si Mark Menese on their end of the floor. Thus, this 1-point difference between those two teams.
Boy, what a ball game this has been.
Jump ball. Possession arrow is
And I
pointing
think
Mindoro
hindi
top
nila
house.
makita rin kahit sa replay, Coach. So they still reverted back to the original call. It's a jump and possession points to the side of the Tamaraos.
This will be a out of bounds para dito sa Mindoro. The question now, do they inbound in the front court or do they inbound from the back?
We will stay on the air here. 16 seconds left. The Greats down by just a point. This is far from over, ladies and gentlemen. Let's listen in to assistant coach Kim Cinco.
Sel, mauna ka. Sel. Sep. Go.
Hey, get open kayo ha.
So, big man pa kasi naka-pressure agad yung Skinan mo. No, skinan mo. Bam, labas ka. Flash. Naka-pressure yung Okay, one more. Sel, mauna ka. Go. Sep, go. Skinan mo si Bam. Bam, labas, then flash. Si Joseph. Ikaw to.
Paul Desiderio walked off gingerly earlier. Might have pulled his hamstring. Kahit dun sa timeout, coach, nakita mo, hindi na rin siya makalakad ng maayos. But after that, huddle by assistant coach Kim Cinco of the Mindoro Tamaraws. From what we heard, coach, it looks like it's mainly involving both Gamalinda and Seduripa.
Yeah, and then once again, they go to this line very similar to how they got into that inbound situation against Zamboanga.
Ramirez able to get it into Axel Inigo. Does Cebu need to foul? But they do already right here. Martel falls down. And it's going to be free throws para kay Ino Comboy.
Well, that sure looked like it was too close for Ino Comboy. Are they going to check on this again, though?
Coach Ronje Enrile and the Cebu bench look like they're
not in agreement, right?
That hindi tinawag yung 5-second violation laban kay RJ Ramirez.
That's right.
Ino Comboy at the line. He is 1 out of 2 from the charity stripe in this game. 16 points so far, make that 17. Mr. and Mrs. Inigo among the many fans here inside the Pola Gym who are trying to help their team get to their first playoff appearance in franchise history. And those free throws certainly helping the cause right now. 3-point ball game, 90-87.
A little bit of cushion here with those couple of made free throws by Ino Comboy. Now, they inbound in the front court. Itong Cebu Greats. They still have a lot of time to set somebody up for a three. And so far as this game, in 3-point makes, we've seen Desiderio go 2 out of 6.
Lian. Okay, Lian. Mark. Okay. Jay Hams. Jay Hams. Mark, ito to Mark. Okay, dito ha. Kita niyo yung line ha. Okay, June. JR, coach. Pasok mo ko sa. Sa akin, coach. Lian ha. Sa akin. O, JR to. JR. Okay. Mark, ikaw mauna. Go. Okay, mauna ka, Mark. June. Baka rito kay JR. Baka mo, baka meron ha. Now, JR. Hanapin mo si John. Baka meron lahat doon.
Pagkatapos corner, ako dito, coach.
Isang sure pass lang. Okay, JR. Ano? Tap ka lang dyan. Para Cebu. Come on.
11 seconds left. Cebu down by 3. No timeouts remaining para sa parehong kupunan dito. Looks like they're looking for J. Hams here, John Hamon.
Well, let's not forget, J.R. Kenyan sank a couple of three-pointers also earlier. But there have been games where J. Ham actually has hit crucial three-pointers, which resulted in games favoring Cebu. But we'll see how this goes.
Paul Desiderio watching from the bench. Manzo able to get inside. Basket plus the foul. What a play for Cebu. They just refuse to go gently into the good night.
Well, look at that inbound right here. Little scissors with the middle on right through J.R. Kinyahan. And RJ Ramirez really just got left behind. Catch and shoot on that spot. June Manso, no problem.
My goodness, what a heads-up play too from Boom Boom Campos to recognize that opening.
Agree. That at that pass, the ping on that pass was just right for June Manso to catch, put his feet on the floor, turn, and score.
June Manzo at the line to tie this game. He has not missed from the free throw line tonight. Manzo misses. What a time to miss your first free throw of the game.
Oh my! He's a 78 free throw shooter with the game on the line, trying to equalize this match and send it to overtime. He misses, and Cederifa secures the rebound. Now it's his turn to go to the other side of the floor. No more timeouts though for both these teams.
But this is not yet over, Coach.
Not yet over.
Not yet over.
You got to remember that Keanu Caballero thing. There's no easy thing here for between these two teams.
Mindoro trying to book their first playoff appearance in franchise history. Cebu trying to get their second.
This is gonna be a crucial make para dito kay Joseph Cederifa.
Cederifa is shooting 76.2% from the free throw line this season. But these are his first free throws of the game. First one is good. Mayor Jennifer Ina Alegre Cruz on the edge of her seat right now. You see that smile on her face, but you could tell she's anxious, just like everybody else here inside the Paula Gym.
Third leading scorer, number 1 in rebounds, third in assists, Joseph Cederifa.
Cederifa makes both. 3-point lead. Manzo with the basketball. June able to launch. Manzo could not hit. They wanted a foul.
I thought there was a foul.
They wanted a foul.
I thought there was a foul. I thought June Manso got hit on the wrist.
There was definitely contact. I could see it too.
Is this still reviewable though?
I don't think it is, Coach. Coach Dondon Ontiveros running all the way to our referees, trying to plead their case. Let's take a look at that again, Coach Mike.
At least that in and out. And that left, oh
Yes,
yeah, he got clipped.
definitely.
He got clipped on that left arm.
Definitely a lot of contact there. Definitely some contact there. But I don't think there's any way to reverse that now.
And the reason that the Cebu Greats, after the buzzer sounded, went rushing right in the middle of the floor is because that tip actually happened their side of the floor, and so they saw that touch on that shooting arm of June Manzo.
Well, this now officially marks the end of the campaign of the Cebu Greats for our 7th season. Although there have been a lot of struggles this year, Coach, para sa kanila. New management came in with the mission to make Cebu great again, to make the Cebu brand of basketball be known again to the rest of the Philippines and to the whole world dito sa ating liga. And with what happened, they also had a mission to try and give something for their kababayans to cheer about. But they fell short today, Coach. And the Tamaraws booking their first ever playoff appearance in franchise history. Big props to this guy on your screens. The main character, the big-time player, their leading scorer this season, doing all the things that I just mentioned in this game, that those things should be about.
Yeah, 18 points altogether. How about that crucial wake-up call for Ino Comboy after going 1 out of 12 in that loss against Zamboanga, has now come back and led the Mindoro Tamaraws into the playoffs.
92-89. Let's go courtside to Miss Lyra Punsalan.
Thank you, Javi. Ino, congratulations. Compared to your last performance, pinakita mo ngayon that you are still very much here. Alam ko, malaking tulong yung pag-motivate ni Bam sa'yo when he said nababawi ka dahil bumawi ka nga talaga. And tonight, talagang pinakita mo that the Mindoro Tamaraws are making history.
Wala akong masabi kundi thank you Lord sobra. Tapos, hindi ako sorry kay Mayora. Sa last game talaga, kung kailan kailangan niya ako, hindi ako nakapag-perform pero grabe pa rin tiwala nila na binigay nila sa akin ngayong do or die game.
And and to the rest of the Mindoro Tamaraws, you just earned your ticket to the playoffs and you just made history for making your first appearance sa playoffs ng MPBL. Again, congratulations. Anong pakiramdam?
Sobrang saya. At mga Mindoreños, para sa inyo to! Woo! Tapos, credits kayo nila coach, sa mga teammates ko, sa buong management, lalo na kay Mayora, and sa mga MPBL staff na nakasama namin, hinahanapan nila ako ng laro last game, pero ito na. Kuya Avi, shoutout sa iyo.
At nakabawi na nga kayo dito sa home court nyo as you face the Quezon Huskers next, the top one in the South Division. Anong masasabi mo at anong mensahe mo para sa mga Mindoreños na patuloy na sumusuporta at walang sawang nanonood sa inyo?
Hindi po dito matatapos ang lahat. Meron pa pong playoffs. And bibigyan lang po ng best namin dahil ang kalaban natin, number 1 team sa South. And alam namin na hindi magiging madali yun. And marami na sila napatunayan as a team. And sana makasabay kami sa playoffs.
May mga gusto ka pa bang pasalamatan, Ino?
Ipapasalamat ako kay Lord sa panalo, sa family ko, sa San Mateo, kala mama, papa, JB, ate, and Heart. And sa girlfriend ko, kay Ses, at sa aso namin, si Kari. And kay Mayora, Ina Alegre Cruz, kay Kong Arnan Panaligan, Gov Bones Dolor, Mayor Richard Insyong, Mayor Lumel Kabagay, Ghost Gym, PRM Athletics, Bingo Plus, Starban Philippines, MCR Grau Parma, at our team manager, Ma'am Sandra Norte, and happy birthday kay Ate Sheena Teodoro, asawa ni Coach Benji.
Maraming salamat and congratulations to our best player of the game, Enoch Comboy. The Mindoro Tamaraws are now off to the playoffs. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Lyra. Congratulations again to Ino Comboy and the Mindoro Tamaraws, especially to Mayor Ina for their team making franchise history, booking their first ever playoff appearance. They will be facing the Quezon Huskers in round 1 of the South Division playoff. That's gonna happen next Monday. But before that, meron pa tayong battle for the 8th seed sa Norte naman. And we are gonna go up north to the Capital Arena in Ilagan City, Isabela on Wednesday. Battle between the Bataan Risers and the Ilagan Isabela 5-star Cowboys. That's gonna be at 6 o'clock p.m. at the Capital Arena. What a weekend it has been here in Pola, Oriental Mindoro. Sa lahat ng mga nag-asikaso sa amin dito, maraming salamat. Mayor Jennifer Ina Alegre Cruz, thank you for graciously hosting us together with your staff. And also for my partner, Coach Mike Perez, for our courtside reporter, Ms. Lyra Punsalan, and for all the hardworking men and women of our production team. This has been Javi Palanya saying good night from Pola. This has been the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.